Hello and welcome back to another episode of Tracks That Rocked My DJ Set. Now this track I'm going to talk about now, it could be played in any set because there were so many remixes of this track. And the track that I'm talking about is Fischerspooner's Emerge. Now Emerge came out in 2001 on, again, those that know me as my favourite record label, but it came out on International DJ Gigolo Records in 2001. And I remember being in Hamburg DJing, and I went to a record shop and I found this, and my production partner at the time, it just blew our minds. Like, yeah, this is a record and a half. And it was the original, and it also had the hacker mix, not the hacker mix, the adult mix on here. So that was the original release. Also at the same time, it came out on a picture disc as well. So I picked up the picture disc, exactly same track listing. And I just loved the imagery. I didn't know anything about Fischerspooner at all, but I just knew that if Gigolo putting it out, it's going to be a good record. And yeah, sure enough, listened to it, amazing, blew my mind. And I was instantly hooked. Straight into, I think it was in my DJ set, wherever I was playing in Hamburg that particular night, I dropped the adult mix of this. And the sound was very kind of forward thinking, so it was slightly different than what I normally play, but people still went off to it. And then in 2002, it got released again as part of Fischerspooner's own label, in conjunction with Miniature Sound as well. And all of a sudden, there was just this array of remixes that came out. Some really good remixes that I thought were a bit pointless. It was just overkill, to be honest, when this came out the second time round. Some really good remixes though. And what I did was, I'm doing a bit of research on this. I did a list of like all the remixes, and there's so many remixes. You've got everything from the original, the Dexter mix, the radio edit, the Naughty's Peak Time mix, adult remix, Terra Nova remix, Radio Slave edit, Dave Clark, Junkie XL, DFA. There's just so many remixes, and I have them all. I'm going to show you some of the vinyl that I've got. So I did get the original. Original came out in Gigolo, and it's quite early on in Gigolo's kind of life, really, to be honest. I'm not sure what Gigolo number this is, but it was definitely quite early. So it came out on the 12-inch with the adult mix, came out on the picture disc with the adult mix, and I think later on, a couple of releases later, it came out on the remix 12-inch as well, which has got the same imagery as the back of the picture disc, the original picture disc. With this one, you got the Emerged Dave Clark mix, who I absolutely adore Dave Clark, and Dave Clark is definitely what we call a god when it comes to production. And you know, the Dave Clark remix, outstanding. But also on this same 12-inch, you had the Hacker remix, and anything Hacker gets his hands on is just mind blowing, and he remixed this as well. So I have both the remixes on this 12-inch as well, which came out on International DJ Gigolo as well, and it was issue number 105, the 105th release from Gigolo Records. If you can, try and find these original versions, for sure. Then, obviously, it came out in 2002 with conjunction between Fischerspooner's own label and Miniature Sound. And before we knew it, there was just an array of different remixes. Like you got this one here, so you can definitely tell the difference between the covers, the Gigolo, and if you've got a Miniature Sound release. So you had all this kind of text on it. Now, imagery was great, but when I first bought this, I couldn't really work out who the remixes were. But it was the Radio Slave, the Dave Clark remix. It also came out on a double vinyl as well, with an array of different mixes. You've got Sailways mix on it, a Memory Boy remix, Naughty remix, Superstar mix. There's so many remixes. The DFA mix on here, which is quite hard to get hold of, quite unique. You probably get it in the download in stores now, but to have it on vinyl. But it did come out on the 2 vinyl edition as well, with all this kind of text on the front. FL Studios, which is Fischerspooner's label as well, they released a promo, because back then when this came out, 2000 2002, as a DJ, we used to get sent lots of vinyl promos. So I have loads here. Sorry, that was my dog just choking on something there. Not sure what it was. But things, you've got White Noise, Fischerspooner, Emerged, Dexter Remix, Miniature Sound from White Noise. So any older DJs out there remember White Noise used to send out cream records. So that was the Dexter remix. Then he also got sent the same again, the promo for the Dave Clark remix. I love what it says on here, like the original promo press release. So this is the Fischerspooner Emerge miniature sound. The release is 8th of the 7th, 02. You've got the original and you've got the Dave Clark mix. So I remember rightly, I think Ministry had put quite a few million into this release. It was a huge record, but they lost a lot of money as well. Why, I don't know. I think they just overdone it, to be honest. It says huge in conception, huge in ambition, huge in concept, huge on the underground scene, and soon very now, just plain huge. That doesn't make kind of sense. It's huge. Fischerspooner defining Emerge gets the Dave Clark electro treatment on this 12-inch, an unstoppable force since its early emergence on International DJ Gigolo records via remixes from Filippo Notti, Terra Nova, and New York's Memory Boy. And pole position on every electro compilation. This American heavyweight anthem is set to steamroller before the premiere of the electronic pop record of the summer when it finally gains commercial release in July. I think they should have kind of had a look at that again because some of that doesn't make sense. But that was the press release for the Dave Clark mix. And it's so good that I kind of kept all these. This was definitely a track. It didn't matter where I was playing, what kind of set I was playing, i.e. was it high energy kind of electro, was it down tempo, was it kind of quirky? There was always a remix of Emerge that I could definitely fit into that slot. And I've collected them all over the years, and I do have some of my favourite ones, like I love the Dave Clark mix, the Hacker mixes out there, but obviously you've got the original as well. The original was quite difficult to mix into anything or mix something out of it. So it was either very last track of the set, or if we're going to use the original, use it to start the setup. We've got to have a nice kind of little builder to it. But everyone knew this track. The more obscure the remix, the better. So the adult mix was definitely the first one I started playing. The Terra Nova mix, to be quite honest, it only appeared on a CD. I have never seen it on vinyl. It was only on a CD, and I do have different variations on CD of this. Fischerspooner is still around. We've only just we'd actually done a remix of Fischerspooner quite recently, which you can re-upload into our SoundCloud. And obviously, if anyone who's watched my top 20 albums of all time, in there is the #1 Fischerspooner album in there as well. Not #1, but that's the name of the album. That whole album is just incredible. I'm just a massive fan of Fischerspooner. And this is the track that really got me into them, and quite early on as well. And again, Gigolo were always way ahead of their time. You know, signing things like this, it was just incredible. Now, a little bit of information for you. Now, we were originally, the band that I'm in, we were originally called Fat Company. We released a couple of records as Fat Company. But after receiving this CD of Fischerspooner's album in 2002, we changed our name, or 2001, 2002, we changed our name because on the back, it says, it's a Vegas show with the honesty and unprofessionalism of a Punx Soundcheck. And that's what we changed the name to. And obviously, you changed the K for an X, so there's more than one of us. But that's where we got our name from for our band, was the sleeve. And obviously, it's been a review that they've had in for the album. And that's where we got our name from. So just a bit of trivia for you. That's where we got our name from. Could come up in the future for a win. But that is definitely one of the tracks that rocked my set. And if I get the chance, and I still get to slot it in now, and I think I can now because it has been quite a few years since it was out. So I probably will be dropping this. So if you ever come and see me at any point, you may hear this in my DJ sets. And it's great pulling out these tracks that I used to play and I love. But this is definitely one of them. So this is definitely one of the tracks that rocked my DJ sets, and it's Fischerspooner with Emerge. Catch you on the next show. Thank you very much.